get down to the part that everybody likes to say, listen, I wrote this part in 91. I modified it a bit in 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, and other initiatives I tried to get on the ballot. By the way, you must remember that our organization, the hemp organization, and up until this year, in 28 years, have never asked the public for 1 penny. We funded it out of the money we made from the businesses we did. And Captain Ed and I and Mike Kleiman have funded this thing totally out of our pockets, personally, and never have asked you for help. And this year, we're going to ask you for help. 28 years, and I think, if you know, we've done a good job of educating the country on hemp, something that nobody else would have ever done. In fact, when we educated most of the rest of the country, and I think we went through a big degree of having to convince normal, even high times at one time, that we were right about the hemp information. We went through a lot of trouble convincing them. And they were sure we were wrong and we were going to make a mess of the whole movement if we kept up with it. Anybody remember that? So, the enactment of this initiative calls for an amnesty and a clearing of all criminal records for all people ever convicted of any type. By the way, you can grow as much pot as you want in Alaska, whether it's for industrial use, medicinal use. This law will allow unlimited. There's not going to be 3 pounds or 5 pounds of the government coming back in and inspecting you. And finally, in the amnesty, it clears all criminal records. Everybody in jail, parole, probation, awaiting trial for anything to do with marijuana is free and clear. The records are sealed. There is no more criminal record of him on the ballot. We intend to win this fight if need be. You know, when I go up and start educating people, I'll tell you, most of them say, I can't believe that, and then you show them the facts, you show them proof. Most people, about 80% of people, are really, really honest. And finally, the last thing is I just want to read this one part. Within 120 days following the effective date of this initiative, the legislature shall get together and they shall appoint 2 people will be appointed from the Attorney General, 2 from the Governor, 2 from the Lieutenant Governor, 2 from the Speaker of the House, 2 appointed from the President Pro Tem of the Senate, and the remaining 6 to be chosen from the private sector of the legislature and the House of Representatives. So they're all government people appointed, all government appointees, and their job is to look in, and this is the only part that calls for any reimbursement to people. There's no part that is law that calls for reimbursement. All it says, it calls for them to investigate whether the government did anything wrong, whether the government lied, whether the government kept information away from the public. And then that they're to make recommendations, possibly to be followed, not to be law. They don't have any effect in law, but they have the effect of reporting on whether the people deserve to be, now they're let out of jail after 7 years, maybe they should get an education paid for by the state. Or maybe they should get some sort of reimbursement to get their lives back together, or their homes were taken away. And subsequently, we find out it was done in a way that was highly immoral or illegal for the government to act in such a way. Then maybe we'll find a way to recompensate these people for what they have lost. It is not a law, it's a suggestion. And we ask the government people themselves, the appointees of the governor and the attorney general, to make up this thing and see if they come to any conclusion that maybe some of us who are in jail deserve to get some reimbursement for that. And I'll tell you, if you say this information with veracity this battle in Alaska. This is 45% going in is on our side. So it's not like some mountain to climb. Alaska is the one state we could probably get it done with. You can't speak to 33 million Californians very easily unless you got a lot of money. But we plan to be in every city, in every place in Alaska over and over, redundantly, in every Eskimo village, from every place where we're going to rent planes, we're going to fly in, we're going to go into every one of these villages, we're going to show them the movies, we're going to show them the information, we're going to show them that 50% of Alaskans are alcoholics by 12 years old. Their main drug a problem. And I'll tell you, they're willing to support this. They are willing to come out of the closet on this because they already have come halfway out of the closet. They can grow marijuana legally there. Thank you.
You're all going to be watching, Jack. All right, our guest from Europe, Jerome Thorell, a freelance journalist. I won't read all of his credentials, there's not time. An outstanding writer. Please welcome Jerome Thorell.
I think my report could be more soporific than my colleagues. But I try to be short. And first, I want to thank my friend Dick for having invited me here. I made this report with the help of a friend in Paris named Joel Oster. I want to thank him right now. I'm going to report today on cannabis and marijuana laws and law enforcement procedures in Europe. I mean Europe by having counted, by having surveyed 16 Western European countries, the 15 members of the European Union, plus Switzerland. This comparative study will try to summarize how Western European countries' legal systems deal with cannabis-based substances. In fact, I will try not to explain what the laws are, but how these laws and regulations are applied. That's not the same thing. To summarize, I learned that even if the legal systems have evolved towards a pragmatic approach regarding personal use and possession of cannabis-based products in Europe, European Union's 15 members continue to prohibit drug consumption and possession in their acting laws. In fact, they tried to give a definition about what is legalization, explaining not arresting people. I prefer to use the word depenalization because a lot of European countries launched initiatives trying not to convict or arrest people already. So the word legalization in Europe is more meant to mean real legalization of product in laws. So I will use the word depenalization, okay? I will try to begin a report explaining, quoting an European organization called European Monitoring Center for Drugs and Drug Addiction, EMCDDA. My whole report is available in the lobby, so if people would consult it afterwards.